Hi everyone. Today we are going to talk about speed reading. So, when we generally talk about speed reading, you have already gone many of the videos and many of the articles regarding speed reading in internet. So, there are some myths, there are some facts. Actually, whenever we say about speed reading, what we understand that to comprehend the most of the part of any kind of book or article in the most shortest possible way. So this is not about moving your eyes so much faster, because if you even move your eyes faster but you cannot comprehend what you are reading, you will not be able to get it right. So your main purpose should be that you need to comprehend everything correctly. That is the thing. So whenever we read, let's say if this is a book and there are some lines on that, whenever we read, we do a thing, and you have already seen it in many places, that each word when we see and when we try to read, these words in back of our mind, someone also reads. Like if there is like I want to eat, you will see that someone in back of your brain is actually also reading that I want to eat. This thing actually pops out, right? So two things happen. Someone can actually speak behind your head when you're reading, and other thing can happen that whenever you are reading, this word are also actually seen in your mind in the back end. So these are the words which you're actually reading. So what we want to do is, when you will be actually reading, you will try to omit these things. No wording will be there, no one will say or speak these words to you, but what you should think in your brain, you should see some pictures, what the lines are actually talking about, right? So if you read I want to eat rice, you'll actually visualize that, yeah, someone is actually eating rice, or you're actually eating rice, or the characters who are actually telling they're actually eating the rice, right? So this kind of visualization should happen. So what your end target is, the writings will become some pictures behind your head, or like a movies. So when you will be reading the book, you will be actually seeing the movies. Now the interesting part is, we actually do it, you and me, we actually do it. But we need to understand when we do it. When you are actually reading a very interesting article in the newspaper, or you're actually reading a very interesting novel of your choice. So some people may actually like a very classical novel, some people can like, like Harry Potter or something. So let me give this example like that. When you'll be reading Harry Potter, you are so intensified with the stories, and you are so interested in the story, you delve it together, that even before seeing the movie you are actually creating the world inside your head, because that is interesting to you, right? And whenever you are reading the newspapers, if you are familiar with the article or the news which the newspaper is talking about, it's pretty much possible that whenever you read the newspaper, even if you are reading, you are actually visualizing these things, right? So it's not like that we don't do it, but we cannot do it consciously. So whenever we are talking about speed reading, we need to do it consciously. That is our target, that we need to do this thing consciously. Now this in mind, that what is common in here, you can do it when it's actually something interesting. You can do it when the vocabularies are almost familiar to you, you know the words. So I mean, like if I give you I mean a Chinese book, if you're an English speaking person, if I give you a Chinese book, you will not be read anything whether you go very much direct in your head, right? So the vocabularies should be familiar to you. So when these two things are already existing in there, so this can happen. So practically speed reading can only work if you already have a very much pretty good vocabulary. For increasing the vocabulary, there is nothing more helpful to read more. You cannot expect to do any kind of speed reading without you are already reading more and more, so that your vocabulary is actually there to support you for your speed reading, right? So second thing is, you can able to do it in case of any kind of novels of your choice, because the story is already interesting. So in case of speed reading, our target is to definitely read something which is already new to us, right? This is actually new to us. So we want some new concept to be inside our head to comprehend fully. So what we need to do, we will try to do a demonstration right now, and let's try that what we can do, right? So here, this is a pretty much good book. This book is called Think and Grow Rich. This is actually a classic by Napoleon Hill. So what we're going to do is, let's open any of the page, a little bit of having a couple of paragraphs like that. Okay, so it seems good. So what we are going to do in our first practice is, first take any, if your choice, you can have a pen or a pencil. If you want that, no, I don't want any kind of pen or pencil or extra anything, so I'll use my finger. You can use your finger. What I do is, sometimes it looks a little bit odd when I'm in a public place or something. So what I do, I take my hand, maybe 2 or 3 fingers in a very comfortable way, and I put it here. The purpose is that you need to guide your eyes, right? So you put it here and you start to guide, having a normal pace, like that. Keep following your guide with your eyes in this pace. What you will see that now your eyes are actually trying to catch your finger and the words are now getting inside your brain automatically. You don't need to try to have this one read in your brain. So what will happen in this exercise is, like, you are now comfortable all the time to have this thing read by your brain and back in your head, like which we have actually right now discussed, right? So when you will be having this guide with you and immediately a little bit of much more space pace, so you are in 2020 now, right? Your brain is not adapted for a very long time to have this kind of training that you will be actually having to read and to have these words coming to your brain automatically and by a guiding, right? So now your brain will try to reject this and you will not be able to read any kind of thing. So first of all, it will be your first expression and you will think that it's not possible by me, it's not possible, I can't read it, I cannot understand what I'm going through, and like that. But trust me, it will come back to you, it will get back to you. It's like almost like playing a guitar, you know. So first time when you will be playing the guitar, you will see that your framing and your phrase, your chords are not coming by your hand, but instantly it will come. So next of all, what we will try to do is, we will go again to the book. Now what you will do, you will take a page again, a different page, and the pace on which you have actually read previously, you will guide your finger twice than the previous time, like that, 3 times. Just try it. Don't force yourself, try to get with the flow, but just try it. Guide your fingers 3 times each, like that. So after that particular time, what you are doing, you have actually did it in, let's say, speed 1. Now you are going through 3 times, right? So the purpose of this is, you remember when you go to the gym, if you go to the gym, what will happen if you try to pull up a 5 kilo of weight, right? You do it for 1 minute. And after that, you put it down and you take a 2 kilo of weight dumbbell and you try to do it. It will seem pretty much easy for you. So what we have done is, your eyes in the first exercise, it was for the first time for a long day, it was trying to catch up with your finger in your book, right? So it was trying to catch up with your finger. Now at the first shot, as this is completely new to your brain right now, okay, so it tried to reject. In the second time, when you are actually trying thrice more, your brain will try to second time adapt this one, but still it will not be able to catch up with you, right? It will not be able to catch up with your fingers, like this 5 kilo of thing. This 5 kilo is analogous to this thrice time. Now what will you do? You will get yourself down a little bit and you will try to read it twice the speed you had it in the first, right? So now you are actually trying to take the 2 kg of the weights, right? So what will happen is, as you have already trained your brain to do this, let's say you have done each of the exercise for 2 minutes, not more than that, this 2 minutes, okay? Now this time when you'll try to do it, you will see that those pictures are actually trying to come. This time it will work. So let's do it. Let's get back to your book. Let's take another page like that and let's try to do it. Let's try to do it for twice the speed, right? Let's go. Eventually, when what you will see that this thing is actually coming back to you. You are actually now visualizing, you're trying to visualizing this thing because your brain is now getting trained by this one. So the more you will do this training, the more your brain will get adapted to it. This is the general method of doing any kind of speed reading exercise with yourself. It will just take 6 minutes a day. For the 2 minutes, first 2 minutes, you will read it in 1x speed. For the second 2 minutes, you will read it twice or 4 or 5 times the speed. You can increase it as day by day as you can practice, right? And in the last time, you will pull yourself down again and you will fix upon a speed. It can be 2 or 3 based upon what you have set in the second time, right? And eventually, if you can continue this, trust me, 7 days a row, only 6 minutes each day, you will actually get the hang of it. So I believe that this informations were important for you and it will be helpful for you. Just keep in mind, don't do it for academia books right now, because the purpose of any kind of academia book reading is that you are going to learn something new academically, right? These books have many kinds of equations and those kind of things. So don't try it for immediately for the academic books. Don't write for novel. You can actually do it for novel, but if you have a sole purpose of having some fun with the novel, just don't try to do it. You'll get the spoilers a lot more faster, and it's pretty much interesting when you'll get actually habituated with this one. Immediately you will get in any single page that what is the actually author trying to say. So this will actually backfire if you're using, I mean, reading a novel. You'll get the spoilers, right? So use it to practice on those with the vocabulary which already you know. Eventually, you will get the understand and you will know that how to get it right for the other things. Hope these videos were helpful. We'll be back again. Thanks.